Yeah, yeah. I think we can start. So everyone, this is a session for you to learn about live online learning. So when you think about online learning, there's basically two kinds. One which is real time, and one which is sort of on your own, which is self-paced. And these two worlds are sort of combining and coming together. And this, I think, is one of the most landmark products that is representative of that. And also in the DNA week, one of the most asked for things was webinars. And what live online learning does is leverage the capabilities of our new Cisco screens, adds to it an element of teachability or didactic abilities, and creates a program where you are able to design and deliver fantastic sessions online, yet in real time. And I think this is a fantastic capability for us and people and key people in the business to take their knowledge, create effective learning, and be able to reach a wide audience, which I think was previously not possible. So I think I'm excited to share this on behalf of all of the global learning teams. So I will hand it over to Françoise and Susan and take it forward from here. Yeah. Oh, Anushka, sorry.
That's no problem. Okay. Thank you, Jay. Thank you for this introduction. And welcome everybody to this demo about live online learning. In about half an hour, I'm going to show you more about the different possibilities of live online learning. And welcome to Raquel. I see you just entered the classroom. Let's see if Raquel already hears me. No, not yet. Well, then I'll continue for a moment. First, let's talk about the house rules. So how to keep it fun and organized. If you want to say something, you can raise your hand, and that's your virtual hand, so not your real hand. And you can find your virtual hand on the right side of the screen. So if you see me, and then you look downwards, and then you see a few icons, you see a hand, you see a green check mark, a red cross. Well, and if you click on the hands, then it will appear behind your name. So if everybody would like to do that right now, so that I'm sure that you found it. Yeah, great. And I see Raquel right now is also really inside. Did you also find the hands, the virtual hands? Maybe you could put your microphone on for a moment, Raquel. Let's see if we're really inside right now. No, not yet. Okay, well, then we'll continue. I see that a lot of you already have put your microphone off. Well, that's great, because when you're with a lot of people in a virtual classroom and you keep your microphone on, you can get a lot of background noises. So the rule is keep your microphone off, and when you want to say something, of course, then you can put your microphone on again. When you have a good idea or anything else you would like to share with us, you can use the chat, and you can find the chat as well on the right side down on your screen. So maybe right now you can try to chat something. You can choose who you want to send your chat to. So you can choose for all participants, or only for the presenter, or for someone specific, whatever you want. Yeah, I already see a few messages coming in. Then, if you want a short break, you don't need to say it to me. You can just put the cup of coffee behind your name. And you can find the cup of coffee underneath all the other emoticons. So you see an emoticon with sunglasses on. And if you click on the arrow next to it, then you can find the cup of coffee. So let's all try that. Yeah, great. So then I know that you've left your seat and when you remove it again, then I know you're back in classroom. And if you click on it again at the same space, at the same spot where you just clicked, then it will remove again. Yeah, great. Okay, and then DLL requested us to record the session, so the session is being recorded. I wanted to let you know. Well, first, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Anouska Vellekoop. I work for Study2Go and I am a live online trainer. So this means that I teach people how to teach live online. And next to that, I guide people in the implementation of projects, live online learning projects. Then Françoise, my colleague, is here today as well. Françoise, could you tell us something about yourself?
Yes, I certainly can. Hello, everybody. My name is Françoise. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Study2Go. I'm participating in this meeting because I'm very curious about your impression of what we do. And the method that we developed is because what we saw was that a lot of organizations use e-learning to train their people, but the most important aspect of learning for us is interaction with experts and peers, and with e-learning that's not possible. The last few years, new solutions were introduced, like using webinars and these kind of tools, but none of the tools actually focus on real interaction like we are used to do offline. And with our method we enable this already for a long time. So I'm happy to join this demo and to see what you think of it.
Okay. Thank you, Françoise. Well, and for you, I think it will be really nice if you can see who joined us today, because now you only see the person who is speaking all the time. So, and if you click on the two arrows, which you find here, I'm pointing at it right now, and you can see a picture of it on the screen as well. If you click on that, you get a full screen. So then you can see everybody at the same time. So maybe it's nice if we all just wave for a moment. Hi, everybody. So we all know now who is here today. Okay, and then you can close your full screen again by clicking on the button right on the top of the screen. So exit full screen. Okay, well, great. Then I'm going to tell you a little bit more about LOL. So that stands for Live Online Learning. First, I have a question for you before I start explaining more. I would like to know of you, what is your experience with e-learning? And you can answer this question by using the arrow you can find on the left top of the whiteboard. Left on the top of your screen, you see an arrow. If you click on it, then afterwards you can click on the whiteboard, on the emoticon that's saying more about your experience with e-learning. Yeah, I see Jay found it already. So that's a happy experience. The experience is more in the middle. Françoise, could you maybe, yeah, thanks. So I hope everybody can find the arrow. I see 3 arrows right now. Yeah. So a few happy ones and a few a bit in the middle. I see one that's not happy. Okay. Well, maybe Luca, I see you have a good experience with e-learning. Maybe you could, would you like to tell something about it? Could you tell something about it to us? And yeah, don't forget to put your microphone on. Luca. Maybe you can put your microphone on?
I use different tools for e-learning, like Pluralsight, Duolingo, Code Academy, and other those kind of self-paced e-learning. And yeah, those are they're very great tools for me for my daily job and everyday life.
Okay, and what do you like about it? What's good about it, about those tools?
Well, the availability of the topics that I need.
Yeah.
So it's kind of YouTube or Wikipedia, but with more information, and I can self-pace and
yeah.
So yeah, that you get a higher quality of that. So basically, that's the thing. So that's if you hear I don't know, Mike Cohn speaking about Agile is better than whoever else that he can speak on, or I say reading an entry on Wikipedia, because then you get the insight of what is working and what's not working. So that's come from an expert, come from somebody who actually been there, done that, instead of just something like it's very generic and it's not really applicable to your daily life.
Okay, yeah. So
and
yeah,
for me, which are very busy, normally I like the self-paced, but I understand what we're doing here, but it's just different, and I understand what Jay is doing. So I'm really interested in how we can also do this this part as well.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Thank you, Luca. And then maybe Raquel could also tell us something about her experience.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We cannot see you, so maybe you could also put your webcam on.
Sure. So,
yeah.
Now?
Yeah.
Can you see me?
Perfect.
So I have a little experience from here. I think it's really good with e-learning. From my previous job, we had a lot of e-learnings in for instance, the manager could type in a training, and then all the trainers and leaders could participate and see the e-learning whenever they have the time. So it's really good. So I think we have some things here, but I think we could do it better.
So what did you not like about it? What do you think that could be better?
I think we could have more.
Okay.
So we really are working with onboarding here in the Nordics, so it's really a hot topic actually, and we see that it could be a really good idea to have more e-learnings during the process, so the members could get a better overview of what we are doing in an efficient way through e-learnings. So
yeah, it's really efficient. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So what we just heard is that a few big advantages of an e-learning are that it's available, as Luca said, the availability. But I also heard Luca and Raquel saying that you can follow an e-learning whenever it suits you and wherever it suits you. So you don't need to travel to a certain location. But there is also one thing on e-learning which we from Study2Go experienced as a disadvantage, and that's that you when you're doing an e-learning, you miss the interaction. So you miss the interaction with an expert who can tell you more about it, about the subject, or you miss the interaction with your fellow course members. So these two things, so the advantages of an e-learning, but as well the interaction, we brought those together. And that's the key of LOL. So in LOL you have that interaction, but as well you can still go and learn on the online learning platform whenever it suits you and wherever it suits you. But when you need the interaction, you meet at an agreed time, and then you go to the live online classroom together, and there you can do whatever you need to do. And the people who are trained to become a law trainer, those people are trained to teach in a didactical, responsible way. Because when you're teaching live online, that's different than when you are teaching in a real classroom. So, and Kamtu, I see that you just joined us. welcome. Do you hear me already? Yeah, and I see you put your microphone off. Thank you. And maybe you can also put your webcam on. That would be great. Well, so LOL, if I sum it up, LOL, so it stands for Life Online Learning, and LOL is the combination of the possibility of learning on your own pace and whenever it suits you, and that's in the Life Online Learning environment, but at the same time, you have the possibility for that interaction. And you have that in the virtual classroom, and the virtual classroom is where we are right now. And when you become a LOL trainer, so you learn more about how to teach when you are live online, because you miss a lot of the nonverbal communication. You need to learn more about that. So how do you teach them when you are live online? And of course, in the LOL training, you learn more about different tools which you can use and how to use them. And then at the end, of course, it's important as well to learn how to create a live online course. So what's important when you're making your own program? So things about how to create structure or what kind of learning formats are working when you are live online. So in here, in short, you see the LOL program. So how does it look like when you want to become a LOL trainer? The complete program takes 40 hours. You start with a test session of 30 minutes. So then we make sure that you have all your equipment ready. Then you have 7 live online sessions of each of 1.5 hours. We expect of you that you prepare yourself for each session with some self-study. So then again, that part you can do on your own. And at the end, you get 2 exams to get certified. So that's 1 practical exam and 1 knowledge exam. And the program itself, we start with some information about the LOL methodology. And of course, you learn more about the different tools that we use in the LOL classroom and in the LOL environment. Then we go more into depth about how to create interactive sessions, how to create your own program. So that's about learning formats. That's about designing your smart learning objectives. The complete design of your course, and then of course how to go live. At the end, we help you, and we give you the help you need to get started. Okay, well, I've told you a lot right now, and let's just try it out. So if you want to create interaction in a live online classroom, there are a lot of different tools you can use. So you can use a chat, you can discuss, you can share your screen, watch videos, write or draw on a whiteboard. You can work together in all kinds of files and in breakout groups as well. Well, the first one for you to experience, a questionnaire. I'm going to start a questionnaire, and I'm going to start it right now. And you'll find it on the right side of your screen. And, please answer the question. And I can see right now how many of you have already started with the question and how many have already finished it. Okay, great. Well, I'm gonna close the questionnaire then, and then now you can, if you wait one moment, you can see how many people have already experience with live online learning. So I could see that some of you already have experience with live online learning, and some of you do not. And I see a question in the chat. Is live online learning similar to a webinar? I think that's a good question. And it's not the same, because live online learning is more interactive. So you have a lot of more ways to create interaction in your sessions. And right now, yeah, I know I am speaking a lot, and you are now participating by using the tools and the chat, etc. But that's because I want to show you a lot of things in a short time. But a big difference between a webinar and live online learning is the interaction. Does that answer your question, Luca? Maybe you can put your, yeah. Maybe you can put your microphone on if this answers your question.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, great. Thank you. Well, then, this is an example of the learning format we use in a course about culture-sensitive work. When we start this course, the trainer always asks the question, where did you grow up? And then via screen sharing, people can show each other where they grew up, and then they tell other people something about themselves. And this is the way that they get to know each other. So, and it's really breaking the ice. So I'm gonna do a little part of it with you right now. So what I'm going to do is that I am going to, oh, I see you all as well using the arrows right now. This is great. Okay, let's first do that. Yeah, so where are you right now? And as I already noticed when everybody joined the class, we're all over the world. I'm right here. So a few people from Europe, a few from the US. Yeah, look at that, great. Okay, perfect. I'm going to share my screen right now with you so that you also know what I mean with that. So now you see I am sharing my web browser with you. And here in Google Maps, you can see my office. So this is where I usually work, in the office in Amsterdam. And maybe someone would like to show us where he or she is working. So, and I know you all have your microphones off, but I'm just going to try. I'm going to give the control of my mouse and keyboard, and I'm going to give it to, let's see, Valerie. Valerie, you're going to get the question if you want to take over control. Yeah, and now you see you can move my mouse. Yeah, and now you could show us via Google Maps where your office is. If you go to the left side of the screen. Oh. Do you know how it works?
Yeah, I think the problem is that your computer is in Dutch, of course, Anushka.
Oh, of course. I'm so sorry. I wasn't thinking about that. Okay. Oh, that's stupid. Let's go back again. So, oh, we're here again. So if you, I took away the control. Well, I think you all know the ID now of how it works. So, and if this would be in English, it would all be a lot easier for you. But then I would have given the control of the mouse to someone else. And then, well, I know, for example, that Valerie is in Paris. So then she could put down here where she's from and then show us where she works usually. So, okay, well, I'm going to end the sharing of my web browser now again. And let's go to the next one, to the next example. Quiz. So this is also a way to share your theory with your participant in your course. A law course takes more time than a face-to-face course. What would you all think? And you can answer this question by using the green check mark or using the red cross. Or the arrow, that's fine as well. I see you're all very creative with it already. Great. A lot of circles. Okay, so most people say it doesn't take more time, and I have one person who says it takes more time. Zeeland, why do you think it takes more time?
I think it takes more time because you also need to know how to use the buttons. If you have face-to-face, you can talk to each other, so you have direct contact. And now you have to learn more about the control panel things like the hand if you want to speak up, if you go for a break. All these technical things you need to know as well. And otherwise you just talk to each other and say, okay, give me a break. I need to go to the toilet or whatsoever. That's more direct.
Yeah, and that's why you think it takes more time.
To get to know all these things as easily as you do when you are having a face-to-face, yes.
Yeah, and then if you think about when you follow a course and you need to go to a location, for example, so the travel time it takes you, you still think then that it would take more time?
No, in that case, not, but it has also to do with the question Luca just popped about what's the difference between live online learning and WebEx meetings, or it's a combination of both, because online learning is exactly in your own time, whenever you want, wherever you want. But if you do live online training, then you have to make more appointments. So that makes it more like a meeting. But then again, of course, you have a lot of presentation skills and teaching skills that you don't have yet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But what we experience is that at the end, a law course does not take more time than a face-to-face course. Because next to that, you have a lot of options to make your course a lot more efficient and effective. So at the end, it doesn't take more time. And you're actually a lot quicker with a law course than with a usual course. Thank you. Then I want to tell you more about the option of breakout groups. It's not possible to show you right now, but you can split up in breakout groups as well in this live online classroom. And we use it for role play, for brainstorm, or for assignments. And when you create breakout groups, you split up in different groups, and then each group has its own whiteboard, so you can speak with each other, and on the whiteboard you can write things down, you can draw, and as a trainer you have the option to go from one breakout group to the other one. And when you are in a breakout group as a participant, there is a button on the screen that you can click on, and that says asking for help. So when you click there, the trainer can join you in that breakout group and help you, or speak more about the subject where you're talking about. We use breakout groups next to the role play, brainstorm, and assignments. We also use it for things like discussing cases. So when you have a certain case you think it's really important to talk about in your company or in your team, well, you can first look at the case together with the whole group, and then afterwards you can split up in the breakout groups and make sure that everybody learns from each other. Then another example that I would like to show you is from another course, and this is from a course about ADHD. It's a course for parents who have children with ADHD. And in this course, they learn more about the ADHD of their children. And in here, they have to connect the characteristics to the main characteristics. So maybe there's a volunteer in here, someone who would like to try. Someone who thinks, okay, I'll give it a shot. And then if you are a volunteer, maybe you can raise your hand first. And then you can connect the dots with the marker on the screen. Okay. Is there not any volunteer? No one who dares? Ah, look at that, Françoise.
I actually already know how to do it, of course, but let's give it a try.
Yeah.
I think this should be connected.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so now you see that you connected one part to the other one. And these kind of formats you can use a lot as well in the live online learning classroom. So in this way, it's a more interactive way to learn new things. All right. Well, I've shown you now a few examples in the LOL classroom, but then we have the LOL platform as well. So the live online learning platform, and that's the part where your participants can learn individually. So this is the course overview. So when you've logged in as a participant, this is where you find all the different training materials. And as a live online trainer, you can put all kinds of materials in here. So, for example, exams and questionnaires, or you can create e-learning modules. And of course, it doesn't end with the individual learning. So this is where you can create a new session. So you can meet at the moment where you want to start the interaction. And if you want to make your course more fun, you can also use gamification. So your participants can earn points by making, for example, making assignments, or they can earn badges. And you can make a real game out of it. All right, then before we end this demo, I would like to ask you if you've already got some ideas. What would you like to do with LOL? And I'd like to ask you to all write it down on the screen, so on the whiteboard. So if you press T, you find it left on the top of your screen, and then you can press down somewhere on the whiteboard, and then you could write it down. And I see a question coming in. Is gamification integrated with the live session? Not automatically, but it's up to you as a trainer. So if you want to integrate it in your live session, that's possible, because as a trainer, you can decide whenever your participants earn points or badges. But if you put it in the live online learning platform, you can automize it as well. So I hope this answers your question. And if it does not, I'd like to hear it, please.
Yeah. So meaning like you can have specific activities that gain a badge or something like that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so in the live online learning platform, you can say, okay, if a participant has finished this assignment, or if a participant has watched this video, then the participant wins a badge. So that all goes automatically. But at the same time, you can say, okay, I also want people to do things during the live online session, and then you can give the badges to your participants afterwards as a trainer. So then you put them in the program. Is that clear right now, Luca?
We see that, yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah, thanks.
Of course. Okay, and in the meantime, I see a lot of things appearing on the whiteboard. I see there the options are enormous. Well, that's great. What do you see? Digital onboarding. Yeah, absolutely. Management training, discuss customer cases, continue learning, gather members to brainstorm. Yeah. Training on company. I cannot really read what's saying there. Build enthusiasm over new topics. Yeah, I see a lot of ideas appearing. That's great. Okay. Well, then before we finish this session, are there any questions? Oh, I see someone, I see Valerie did not get how to write on the board. Then we go back, of course, Valerie.
Thank you.
Yeah, here. So if you press T left on the top of the whiteboard, you see a few tools. You see the arrow, and next to that you see the T.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you click on it, and afterwards you click on the whiteboard, you can type something down.
Oh.
Maybe you should click again on T.
Yep.
To help a little bit as well, I think.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's working.
Yeah, it's working.
Yeah, great. Are there any questions?
Well, to me, it's still not that very clear. What's the most benefit of this online learning? I mean, I'm not sure to see a very, very big difference if I compare to a WebEx or a Skype meeting or this sort of way of connecting with the people or deliver some trainings. I mean, probably. I mean, it's yeah.
Can I maybe say something, Anushka?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, go for it.
I'm just curious because you I hear you say that you use the WebEx meetings. Do you use it then for real meetings or also for training purposes already?
Well, I've used the WebEx training for both purposes. One was really to deliver a presentation and then get feedbacks, interaction with the people, doing like a sort of Q&A session, this sort of stuff, right?
Yeah. Okay, so then I understand because then you already have some experience with these tools in smaller groups in interactive ways. Usually when you look at all the learning options that are available, it's e-learning where you have the self-paced learning, you have the webinars where you send information to a large group because you want to have a big amount of knowledge transferred to a large group of people. The interaction there is small. You can ask some questions using the chat. For me, it's funny to see that a lot of you are already used to joining in webinars because you use the chat here to ask questions and to answer instead of just talking to each other. And the difference is that we use these tools. So this is actually the WebEx training environment, like you are already used to using in some cases. The most important difference is that here you work in smaller groups, so it's really interactive. You are already used to doing that. What we do is that we actually train the experts who are leading the sessions, so who are providing the training. Because you can imagine, as a trainer, I'm not sure if a few of you who are joining today are used to giving training offline or online in a different way, but the communication is really different. So the didactics that you use are really different. And what we do is we certify these experts to teach using these tools. So that's the big difference of the solution that we offer. So the tool is not different from the WebEx training, how you're used to doing it. The difference is that we certify the experts in using it in the right way. That's the thing that we add to the tools. Is that an answer to your question?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, thank you very much.
So sorry for the many words that I use.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? Well, I don't see any hands and I don't hear anybody anymore. Well, then I hope you all enjoyed this demo. Thank you for joining us in this little tour, and we hope to see you soon. Hope to see you again live and online. And for now, I wish you all a very nice day. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Is there anything you want to add, Jay, for closing up this session? Or Janneke, I'm not sure if you joined in the meantime.
Well, not really. I think that this was a good explanation, not only of how we will leverage the interactive opportunities that we have because of the Cisco screens, but also I would just like to say that I'm excited by the unique combination of didactics and technology. I love to see when technology is combined with didactics, and this is something that I know. I mean, as a company, we create a lot of knowledge, and I see this as a unique way for us to share that knowledge, which was not available before. So I'm curious to see what all of you think. So any comments would be welcome.
Yeah, and if you want to be a part of this, let me know. You can send an email if you are interested in further information when we possibly can start with a training on this.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we hope to see you all online then, of course. And I think some of you are ready to start today, and some of you are almost ending it. So enjoy your weekend, everybody, already.
Enjoy your weekend.
Bye.
Your day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.